So a wise man once told me, if you want to accomplish a goal, begin with the end in mind. So I'm here at the end to begin my adventure for the weekend. I'm leaving my car here, so I don't have much choice. I have to finish this hike because in order to get back to my car, I got to finish the hike. Now, if there's an emergency or something, I can find another way, I'm sure. But the idea is I got 21 miles from where I'm going to actually start the hike to get back here to my car at the Rattle River Trailhead. I'm planning on being gone 2 nights, so it's not terribly challenging distance-wise, but I'm going over the Wildcats, and I'm going over the Carters, and I'm going over Moriah. So elevation-wise, there's some pretty serious climbing in there, and I am so looking forward to it. So come on, let's go do it. All right, we're here at the AMC Center starting our hike. I'm here with Xavier, and we are going to do the Wildcats this morning. Then Xavier still making up his mind as to which way he's coming back down, while I'm going to continue on to the Carters and all of that. I've seen recent footage of this. This is a gorgeous little area with a nice boardwalk through the bogs. I love this. So pretty. So let's do it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Steepest mile of the AT. Gonna be some fun stuff, that's for sure. So I should talk about the 46 climbs, since this is my 46 climbs hike. It's the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And of course their goal is to raise awareness and funds to help prevent suicide. So this hike is my 46 climbs hike. So you'll see a link down below. If you feel moved, you feel led, go ahead and make a donation. You could save a life. I did a scoop with my wife last weekend for her channel, but this one's for me. And I tried to pick one of the most challenging hikes that I had on my agenda. So we'll see how it goes. The fun part, up Wildcat Ridge, and we're like maybe 20 feet onto the trail, and we see that.
Instantly vertical.
Goes instantly vertical. This is going to be awesome. Let's do it. now it's my turn. Okay, I see why you came over. Whoop, knocked my camera sideways. All right. Got Washington over there. Ah, gorgeous views. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh yeah, this is Stairmaster. Here, let's do this part. It's really not hard.
Yeah, no. That's what I said at the end. It's definitely a Stairmaster.
Some cool mushrooms here. Those are really neat. Quick side trek to pick up some water, and now we have this, and the sun is kind of glaring in the screen. You'll be haloed. I always got to wonder about the whites. Whose brilliant idea was it to say, hey, let's make a path, but let's put it somewhere that we have to put steps in it. So here is one of those iconic white mountain spots. It's like the guillotine down in, I want to say it's New Jersey. So you've got that big boulder just wedged in. Gotta do it. Gotta go stand under it. Then yell, Viva la Revolution. That's pretty cool. Oh, this is gorgeous. Wildcat D. summit acquired. So no, we started earlier than that. You picked me up about 8:20, and it took us half an hour to get here. So 9:15 maybe.
Oh yeah, I forgot we started. I was thinking 10.
Yeah.
About 11:30, 11:45. If we had just kept going up, it would have been 11:30.
Yeah. Still, Xavier's decided that he's going to push on so that he can get Wildcat D and make it down to the Carter Notch Hut, where we'll part ways, and I have to go up to Carter Dome while he's going to go down the 19-mile brook. So I think you made the right call, but we have to push the time a little bit because he has other obligations later. So might not get much footage between here and the main Wildcat peak. I'm definitely going to want to get some on the way down because that looks pretty hairy. Yeah, I think you're probably right. All right, we're almost to the main Wildcat, and the sign says view, so we're going to check out the view.
That is brutal.
Wow. So that's where we're going next.
Yeah.
And then up that.
I'm glad I didn't do that last time. I would have been mad.
We're now down in the notch. And here is the Carter Notch Hut. Ah. Whew. Feel the burn. And I'm not talking about Mr. Sanders. And then there was one. So Xavier and I are parting ways at this point. He's going down 19-mile brook trail to head back to his car because he's got something else to do tonight. Whereas I'm going up and over Carter Dome to find a stealth site near the trail to Mount Height. So, didn't get much footage because so many people on the trail, but hopefully I got some good shots because that was pretty intense up and a pretty intense down. The ridgeline itself was, well, just your typical White Mountains ridgeline. My next peak is Carter Dome. Far Out says it's about a mile, but there's a lot of vertical. I can't quote it without putting my glasses on, and I don't want to stop that long. But I've heard stories. Whew. Well, as Papa Bear would say, it's a butt kicker. That is for sure. I think I'm past the worst on this particular ascent. Once I get over Carter Dome, it should be fairly easy to where I'm going to camp. I think this is it. Carter Dome. Oh man. It's actually further up? Okay. Usually when there's a big cairn like that, Okay, well, this ain't it. Moving on. Okay. Well, I guess I can edit that out, or I can just leave it in for humor's sake. But almost there. All right, here it is. The obligatory geomarker shot. I doed it. All right, it's not ideal, but I think I found my stealth site. I'm gonna hang between this tree and that one over there. I'll have to break a few branches off of this one, unfortunately. But this tree to this tree is just too small. And obviously this is a site that's been used before. I always prefer to use a site that's been impacted already rather than impacting a new site. So I'm gonna set up here. Well, hammock is up. It's about 5:20 in the afternoon, so good time to stop. Found a reasonable stealth site. Not what I was hoping for, but better than I feared I would get. I think it'll work. I think I'll be fine. So, thank you all for following along and sticking around to the bitter end. I'll put the stats at the end so that you can see how far I went. But we started about 9 and I ended at 5, so I did about 8 hours of hiking. We'll see how many miles I did. Oh, sorry about the glare. So, again, thank you. You all have a blessed evening. Azimuth out.